Okay, Ashley, welcome to day 2 of the bait swim camp. Today's backstroke day. We're going to take a look at your video. First on the surface. Okay, so to begin with, right, good tight streamline. That's very nicely done. This nice tight streamline position is great. Probably could be a little deeper. We don't like to see the surface disturbed so early on in the kicking if possible. And then as you're heading out, one of the things you're doing is sort of steering too much at the very beginning of your stroke. Instead of, in freestyle we worked on the high elbow catch, and in backstroke it's very similar. It's just the hand goes to the side. Looks a little bit like you are sort of applying pressure right away early on, and that's steering you toward the lane line even more, right? So you can see where you're crossed over and all that. So I would say practice your breakouts all by themselves a lot, even without dolphins. Just push off and break out right away and see if you can kind of correct that little steering problem in the beginning. So once you get going, things look pretty good. Your head may be a little high. You want to play around with your head position as much as you can to find one that really helps your hips balance. Okay. In the stroke itself, it doesn't look like you're crossing over too much, but there's a little bit, right? So one of the things we try to do is give you an idea that you want to have that arm coming straight out from the shoulder, right? Even slightly outside the shoulder if possible. Probably to begin with, be way out at 10 and 2 o'clock. Okay, and that'll give you a good feel. And probably you'll be straight in line. It'll feel really outside for you. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the same thing underwater. All right. So, dolphining, I love to see people push off deep and then use their buoyancy to head toward the surface. It looks like you're fighting your buoyancy a little bit, kicking downhill, and that's just going to use up energy to stay underwater when you could use it to actually go down the pool. Okay, good. And as you get close to the surface, the reverse sort of happens, where all of a sudden your lungs float up past your hips and your hips end up a little deep. There might be a little bit of your breakout there where you're just trying to correct a little bit and lost your balance some, but you can see your hips are quite a bit deeper than your chest. And so what we want to see is, if possible, you tighten up your abs and get those hips to come up just a little bit, and then your kick won't be as deep. See how your kick is ending up a little bit deeper than your hips quite a bit, and this is a lot of drag. So the legs kicking in a small fast kick. And the pressure point is, see where your suits cross right here, your suit straps? That's something you want to focus on as a pressure point to help balance the body toward the surface. You can see, here's a picture, a little bit less of an angle to the body, right? Long line, very narrow body shape or profile. And then the last thing is just the pull. Right at the beginning, fingertips to the side, looks good, and then as you go down the pool, or as you go through your pull, you lose that a little bit, right? So you can see here there's fingertips to the side, right? And it's a little further down in his stroke. For you, you lose your anchor a little bit as you're going down the pool, right? So you can see here you start to arm wrestle just a little bit and have a lot of air. So that's where that drive to catch a little bit deeper, to lose some of that air. Grab a little more water. And the other thing is to really focus on rotating quickly. The rotation is where you're going to find a lot of your power, but also it helps you exit your hands very quickly in the stroke and keep a tempo. So you'll use your legs for rotating, and you'll use this sort of incoming arm to rotate the body quickly. Good, so there's a few things for you to work on, and with some of those changes I think you'll get a lot faster.